Good morning. We're live. It's Sunday, May 2nd, 2021. It is a beautiful sunny day in South Florida. I hope everybody and anybody can show. We are doing some decals today, I think, after we do a couple of shout outs. I'm going to wait for a few minutes and let everybody get their messages up and running that they see that I'm here. So we will see who shows, who gets notifications, and who shows. I know I've told a lot of people on Messenger, and um, we'll see who shows. Uh, let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and open my messenger, and I have a few messengers to see what messages to see what these guys are saying about coming today or what they're talking about. All right. First of all, we got Glenn. Anyways, let's see. I haven't major. I have someone asking me if I have any a collection of comics. Hey, Rob. Good morning, pal. Okay, yeah, no problem, Joe. No problem, Bob. Brother. Rob, no problem at all, bro. Let me know when you can come in. I'll be in for a little while. All right, so let's get going with the shot. Rob said he'd be back in a couple of minutes. I've let everybody know we're here. I put and say something about going live on our channel or on our Facebook pages every morning before I go live. Today we're going to be working on as I said, on the auto transporter trailer. We're going to be doing some. I'm going to try to get some decals done. That should be a little better for your instruction view. Let's see if that show better. I should be able to see that better now. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. And I have my little trusty light here that I use. So if it gets too bright, you guys let me know. Anyways, we're going to be doing some decals today. I just feel like doing a little playful Sunday stuff. I'm not going to get into doing the chains and all that, but as you can see, I did one chain right here. It's hanging and dangling. I did use super glue, and I took the pin off, and I used a C-ring, which I have one of right here somewhere. We may do some lines today too. I'm not quite so sure. So I am going to also bring up a Facebook page, just so I can see what people are doing in the group. So now I have you guys, and I have a Facebook page. All right, so we're getting good to go here. Let's see. Also, shout out to Plastic Addictions Anonymous on Facebook and also the Model Asylum on Facebook. We have approximately 1,900 members total combined in the two groups from people from all over the world. I'd like to give a shout out to Chris Bryan, Paul Lovelace, Joe Fritz, and Samuel Stokes. Um, So we shall see. I know a lot of people go to church early in the morning on Sunday mornings. I try to get these things done before my family gets up and moves around. I also try to do it later at night. I don't have a studio or anything of that nature, so I do it right from my living room. Um, and the louder I am, the more chances I have of the kids getting up. um, I was up pretty late last night doing some work. As you can see, like I said, I was doing the chain, and I found a way easier to do it. They say use string or sewing string, and I felt that using a chain with a little hoop on it would be better, and that didn't work. So what I went ahead and did was I took one of my, did I have it in here? I took, probably not, because I don't have many parts to go on here. Maybe it's in here. All right, so anyways, I am, as you can see here, I started with their string suggestion, their sewing thread suggestion, and it's just a little too small for my eyes, so I chose to do my own little C hooks. Let me pull this out just backwards. I chose to do my own little C hooks. You guys should be able to see that if I lay it right there. Let me get my show table. All right, so I have all the little ramps and stuff that are supposed to go on later, and I did find, Rob, just so you know, I did find my, I was looking for this, I did find my support for the pin up front. I did find it. It was actually in the box. I guess I threw it in the box when I was using it. Anyways, back to how I'm doing the chains. I'm taking a paper clip and I'm taking off any of the, excuse me, if it has rubber on it or plastic on it, I take that off. It seems to go through the hole a whole lot easier, as you can see here in 1 second. If you lay it down on something flat and you just find the end of it and you poke the paper clip in the end of it, like so, run it through, and I make a little C. I'm just going to give you an idea. I use my pliers and everything, but I'm just going to give you an idea. I make a little C clamp, something similar to that, only a lot smaller, just around here, and just so it just fits around the, hoop right there, the pin that it goes on, the tie down pins. So that's how I do the chains. That's how I'm going to keep doing the chains now. So that takes care of that. I'm going to be turning this into a split toolbox. It's going to have a line right down the center here, so where it's going to open, it's going to open flap-wise. So I have that, and like I said, I found the support for the front end, which I had thought I lost, but I didn't. I also found the other pin, which goes somewhere around here. Where did it go? It goes here, right here on this side. I can't see the build because of Facebook, so I'm going to minimize Facebook a little bit here. Hang on, guys. I'm coming in. There we go. All right. That's better. Okay, so now you can see the build. Okay, so today, like I said, we're just going to be doing some decaling. I don't really, my hands are a little bit too shaky to do any building right now. I have to wake up a little bit better and my meds kick in. Again, this is just the paper clip that I bent around so it fits in there. And this is my cute little, you guys, dollar store has all kinds of cool little things, man, for you guys to use for it. This is my parts that I keep out, like when I'm done with this build almost, and I only have little tiny parts that I have to put on. I put this in my part. I put all my little parts in my parts container, and they don't go nowhere, and I don't lose any of them. For the most part, the only thing I really put in there, are lights. Sometimes I put windows in there if they're small. Or right now, I have all these little all these little 4-ways or 8-ways rather. Excuse me, all these little 8-ways. Let me get my needle nose. You guys will be able to get my needle nose. There we go. I got all these in there so far because I didn't want to keep them on the spur. I was afraid all those little pins would start breaking off. So I threw them in my bucket. I do stuff like this, tools. I got the little gloves in here from the tools. These little gloves that come with the kit that go down here, and there's toolbox down here, right here. You guys can see it. If you look right through here, you can see where I'm pointing. There's a little toolbox right there, and that's where I'm going to be putting. I just dropped my pliers or my knee. Here we go. All right. So let's get to some decaling. I'm gonna have to get up in 1 second, and I'm gonna have to get some hot water. I use hot water because it seems to help the decal absorb the water more, and it tends to slide a little easier. Let me get all my parts out, all my tools out that I need. Okay, this is actually used in ceramics. My father used to do a lot of ceramics. I'll show you something that he used to do later on, maybe one day in one of these vids. Rest in peace, Dad. We love you, miss you. Also, I got my little measuring thing here, so I can figure out exactly what's going to go where and why. On the back of it, it's got, I think it says Oh, the metric value equivalence. It's got the metric equivalence on the back. So for those of you guys who do the metric system, and we do the American version of the regular system, number system, I can at least know what the heck you guys are talking about when you say, 2 meters or 2 millimeters or 2 centimeters or 2 kilometers, whatever you say. But I do seem to have. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Anyway, all right. So we got Rob. Rob will be back. I'm hoping some other people can come in. I know people do go to the church and stuff in the morning, so I'm not giving anybody a hard time if they can't show. It's perfectly fine. Sooner or later, we have 22. I think it's 22 subscribers so far. And that's not too bad. I'm happy with a couple of more. I'd like to get to be 1,000 subscribers. I think is what it is, or 1,000 views. I'm not sure which one it is. But then I can go live from my phone, and that means I can take you guys to my local Hobby Lobby and show you what's there. Maybe we can go to some of the local. I don't have many. I think there's like 3 in a 10-mile radius of me. So we don't have many mom and pop shops anymore. We used to have plenty of them, and a lot of them. They all got beat out by these companies that come in and can afford to do major stock and make it cheaper, and so mom and pops kind of went down the tubes. It doesn't help, I'm sure, about the pandemic that people no longer do these things. But this is like the hobby that saved me during this whole pandemic thing. I build now. I got into hobby. I've got into the hobby again, back into the hobby, should I say, back approximately December of 2019, I think it was. My wife bought me my first 2 kits in 35 years, and from that point forward, it just escalated. Please like, subscribe, follow. If you guys want to see more videos or join our live shows, you have to sign into your YouTube account or create a YouTube account. It's not that hard, guys. Then you can either come you can chat with us. You can come in and watch the builds live as opposed to watching them after the fact. Excuse me. Again, we're just going to be doing some decals. I picked some pretty good decals for this. Instead of the normal transport thing, I'm going to go ahead and put an eagle on the announce, or what do you want to call it, advertisement that goes on the side of the truck. I think it said something transport on it. Anyways, I also found a bunch of hazard stripes and stuff like that I'm going to put on. Like I said, in a minute I'm going to have to get up. Let's get these all ready. In a minute I'm going to have to get up and go get some hot water. I do use hot water, like I said, because it does seem to let the slides work a little bit better and a little bit faster. Watch out for your use on water with on acrylic paints while you're doing things, because I will let you know right now, if you put too much water on your acrylic paint and have not sealed it, it will run. Then you will be repainting around decals, which you really don't want to have to do, because that kind of looks sloppy. Excuse me. I will be back in like a couple of seconds. Let me get the hot water running in the kitchen sink. All right, so now I'm gonna get the rest of my tools up. I'm back, guys. I just needed to get some hot water running. Get down here and got my little green Tupperware bowl that I've had for years. I stole from my wife's cabinet. She had a bunch of these. I don't have a lid or nothing for it, so and she needed a so we can't use it for storage. It's basically just basically a cereal bowl. So I use a pair of bent excuse me, tweezers. I have another little pick that I use. This end helps me push stuff into the hoop, and this one pushes it into the seams if I need to. I'll show you guys. I finished the Freightliner last night. I'll have to show you guys real quick. Let me get up here and get it. All right. All right. So just so you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not. Oh, okay, yeah, you can. Okay. Let's move this a bit forward, and I can put this out here for you guys to see. All right. So just so you know, this had no decals on it when I showed it the other day. So this last night, I went ahead and I put the red, white, and blue stripes on it, and I put the construction company, right here on the sides and everything. I didn't go any fancy with. I put the keep back 50 feet. There's the front end, the way it looks. I think I did a pretty good job with the stripe. The stripe was not cut around the Freightliner. I also put the Freightliner logos in. I also, as you can see, ran the pipes. It does tilt and it does open, like so. I have the cross member pipe to go across the here and into the engine that I still have to do, but I'm letting all this stuff dry for a few days first. Just like I said, it does tilt. It does show you everything. And eventually I will have this stupid thing doesn't want to stay up anymore. I think I sanded. I think when I put it back together, I kind of sanded the clip down, but that's okay because what I have here is I have a whole steering column. If I can find it, I just threw it in here last night, so it should be easy to find. Oh, there it is. I found it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to on the corner here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but over here on the corner, I'm going to try to get between these two builds, guys. On the corner here, watch out for my antennas. I'm going to put a pin. You see this arm here? It's like a little brace rack. I'm going to put a pin in and put this in so that when I open it, it literally sits just like that. Okay. I don't think it needs to be open any further. I also need to hook the hydraulic line here. I thought about putting a pin here. Then I thought, no, it's going to get in the way. So I think here, if I drill a little hole and put a little pin in it, I think I can make this to where it turns if I round the end of it. So that's my next step for this. Let's leave that in the back of the truck. So as you see, I did make it to where it is a one-of-a-kind. It is an AMT white Freightliner, the 75th anniversary version, the dual drive and the single drive, the one they give you the options to do either one. This came from Samuel Stokes. It was a rebuilder that he gave me that he had started, and he lost interest in, or he just, and I put little fancy decals here on the side starting to say, anyways, he lost interest in it or just didn't want to finish it up. Maybe he couldn't figure out exactly how to do it, but this had an original sleeper, which is this here. This originally came with the unit. I put an extra sleeper on the back of it because there was a gap between the cab and the bed that was this wide. There was like an opening. There was nothing in here. So I put another sleeper on it, and so it's got dual sleepers now. Like, I put the windows in the back here too. I had forgot to put them in. I put the windows in back here, and I put a hydraulic tank in, which I'm going to put hydraulic lines on the top eventually. So this one is basically done. I left the engine a bit loose until I'm fully done. Then I'll pull it out and I'll reconnect it all up and glue everything down. I wasn't sure how I was going to run the pipes, but I took a cross member that actually went with this unit, this build, and I cut the ends of it off, and now I just got to extend it in and come up here underneath here to get to the airflow, air out. Okay, so there's that build. I might do it again later on, do some work on this and record it. I also would like to make a pin to keep this tailgate closed. So on my next one, it will not have a dump bed. It will have an extra sleeper on it. The next Freightliner I do, which also came from Samuel Stokes, I will be doing. I decided to do either a square wooden dump bed on it, or square wooden flatbed on it, or a big box camper on the back of it, and kind of make it look like a Freightliner camper. That will also probably be a number one for having a Freightliner cab over with a, what do you want to call it? I want a triple size sleeper, whatever you want to call it, a camper or whatever on it. Be right back. Let me get my water's done. All right, so I'm gonna just set this build aside over here under the instructions because I'm not gonna be using the instructions to put decals on because I have my own decals. So you guys can see that sitting there. If anybody wants to talk anything about the Freightliner, please let me know. I will be glad to give you ideas on how I did things and what I used to close everything in and make it look like all one piece. It's really not that hard. I'm gonna give a little bit of a commercial to this stuff called JB Weld Plaster Weld. That stuff is freaking amazing, guys. I have to say, this stuff is freaking amazing. It's called Plastic Weld. It's made by JB Weld. Again, I'm not getting paid for this. This is not, an advertisement for them. It's just what product I use. It does come in a two-part block. The center of it's going to be a white color, and that's going to be the hardener. As you can see, the center color is hardener, and the outer edge is actually the plaster weld. So when you mix these up really good, it turns kind of like a grayish color. When it's totally dry and ready to be sanded, painted, or anything, or added to, I also have made little parts fixes for these things too. This is what I use to stretch my chassis for when I cut the chassis, and I don't want you to see the seam. We hide it behind the gas tanks or whatever. We can also a bracket or something, but I use this to cover the seams. It's the same thing I used here on the sides of the sleeper to make the sleeper look like the tab, make it look like it was all one piece as opposed to just the sleeper section itself. I also use this stuff, this ultra black stuff. Sometimes I can use that to seal up anything that I need. That like if a piece is broken in half or something, or a piece is broken off of something and I can't get it to stay. So let's move right along. Okay, I've got my hot water. I've got brushes. Oh, I need my Q-tips because I use Q-tips. Need my Q-tips. Okay, so you can see everything I've got here. Need my little light in place. I'm just going to move the trailer back just a hair. Hey, Joe, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you're here, pal. Man, I just noticed you're there. I appreciate you coming in, Joe. Oh, you do? You like my Freightliner, huh? Well, like I said, it was a gift from Sam Stokes, and like I said, he started it. I got to give him credit for that because he actually gave me the idea of it because he had everything built. He had the bed on it. He had the single cab on it with a single sleeper on it, and it just wasn't closing. There was a big gap in here that I had to seal in. So I just threw an extra sleeper on there, used my plaster weld, and covered it all up, sanded it, and painted it. Anyways, Joe, you weren't here. You weren't here, so I chose a bunch of different decals for this build. So again, I'm going off box top, Joe. You know me. I get there, it's 98%. As you see, it's done. And I was going total box top, but then I find something I like. So I'm going to put these flames on today. I'm just doing some decals today. Also, Joe, you missed out the other day. You weren't here. Appreciate you showing, buddy. But instead of doing what they suggest in the instructions, they suggest that you use string. As you can see, the string, I tied one, literally I tied one string, and my hands were shaking and hurting so bad. I said, the heck with it. I decided to use paper clips and circle shapes to go around these pins. That's the way I got this one on, and then I just super glued it into place. So the pins, my wife decided that, look, it looks like a new trailer when I'm done. It's going to be a custom trailer, so the chains didn't look too bad, she said. So I said, okay, I'll just leave them as they are instead of making it even longer. So that's how I did the chains. So I'm just going to start some decals. What you working on today, Joe? You're working on your tractor and trailer. I know what you're working on. We talked this morning. So I see you're back, Rob. Hey, Bubby, how's it going? Appreciate you. Again, like, subscribe, follow, guys. Please come say hey. The more we get in subscribers, I'm not positive. Like I said, I think we need like 1,000 subscribers. Long ways away from that, but we'll get there. And then I can go live from my phone. I'd really like to do some live shows. Paul's going to be here sometime in the next couple of months, and he's going to be staying with us for a week. Paul Lovelace, that is. His wife has got something to do up in North Florida, and he's going to drive down here and hang with us. And we're going to try to do a live build from our phones in the trailer. So we'll be hanging out in my travel trailer doing live builds from in there. So we'll have a couple of tables set up of my builds and stuff. Hopefully he brings a couple of his builds so we have something to show you guys. But that's our plan. We plan on doing some builds. We plan on going to there's a museum here we wanted to go to, a train museum. Him and I think is what it was, a train museum that we want to go to. So I'm just going to cut the decals off. So again, I'm just placing decals wherever I think, okay, so this one's going to go. I want it to face forward correctly. So, and these fit perfect, man. I can't even believe they fit perfect. It's like, I'm just going to try, and I like to trim all the little excess off. I don't like to have all the little excess paper. It's just me, and my hands shake so much that sometimes I screw it up with the paper. So if I have less paper, I have less slide to do, so to speak. So, I'm going to try to do an everyday morning show, Joe, if I can. Kind of like you and your morning reports. I'm going to do an everyday show. Had a little critter come in and decided to come visit me. I must have brought him in from outside. All right, so we're going to drop that. Like I said, Joe, I use warm water. I don't know if you heard that or not. So, Joe, I know you're trucking next week. Where are you going next week? You got anything already planned or scheduled? Oh yeah, I have a Bunsen burner. Somewhere in here. I got a Bunsen burner. I know I do. I use it all the time. It should have been right here, but it's not. Anyways, yeah, I do use Bunsen. I have a Bunsen burner and a metal tray that I use also when I have to. I use that to heat the metal up. Sometimes the Bunsen burner, I use that to heat up the plastic sometimes so I can stretch the plastic or make things. But that's a good idea. Candle warmers like that. That's a really good idea. I never thought about that. because that Bunsen burner is pretty big and it does take up a bit of space. So thank you for the idea, Rob, because I'm going to give that a shot. Yeah, that's what I need because mine gets cold. I live in an igloo because of my meds. I can't deal with the heat, so I live in a freaking igloo. My family's always bundled up or under covers. They're just like me though. They're Floridians and they go outside and the heat kills them. I don't know why it does both of us. Probably because we live in an igloo because of my meds. The heat kind of makes me dizzy, makes me feel like I'm off stable, makes me feel off balance, gives me the shakes even worse, makes my stomach upset now. So we're leaving, dude. We're coming up, guys, and somewhere near you guys. We're going to. I think my wife said she decided on Tennessee because I think we're going to buy some land. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, decals. Okay, so I usually do a little water on the end of my brush. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a strip of paint there. I don't use this for paint. Must have. Oh, I used last night for putting decals on the Freightliner. Yeah, Joe, I did searches on. Speaking of the Freightliner, I did searches for 2 days, 3 days. I searched Yahoo, I searched Google, I searched Metacrawler. I searched so many places to see if I could find a white Freightliner cab over with sleeper with a dump bed. And guess what, brother? There ain't one out there. I get plenty of Freightliners. I get plenty of cab overs. I get plenty of dump trucks. But all of them have long noses. None of them have cab over. So I think we made ourselves, Sam and I made ourselves a one of a kind. So anyways, I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm sliding this decal around on the, what do you want to call it? There we go. That should do it. That's about perfect center there. I'll show you the other side in a second. I'll be spinning this around. You'll see what I just did. I try to do decals and move it around. Like if I have two, one on one side, one on the other, I try to do one side fully at the time, and then I try to flip it over and match the other side just so it kind of all goes together. I have a bunch of napkins, of course. Everybody has napkins around that they use for soaking up water or paint or whatever, so I do that also. Everything you see here, I'm going to bring it up, guys, just so you can see. Okay, everything you see here, just so you know, I have collected in the past 2 years, year and a half. These literally, when I drive around the neighborhood, I find people that throw them out, literally throw them out, sit them by the road. They cost $10, man, a piece, 10, $15 a piece, or, I guess if you find one on sale, you can find it cheaper. But I found all these, and including the little white one right here was brought to me by a neighbor. This little white one was brought to me by a neighbor. He was driving down the road one day near his mother's house, he said, or something, and somebody had just sat it out, so he brought it to me. I have 4 or 5 of them in my back porch. North Carolina to Arizona. All right, cool. I'm assuming you're going to give us a nice report when you get to one of those beautiful places. We thought about moving to North Carolina too. So Joe Fritz is going to be going from North Carolina to Arizona, man. Man, I wish I could travel like you as much. I know, keeps you away from your family and you'd rather be home, but it's a good living. It's a rough living though, Joe. It's a rough living, bro. Yeah, I don't have a printer that does it. I don't have any printer, as a matter of fact. I think that's we do have someone that hauls for Hobby Lobby, but I don't think it's Joe. Um, I forget his name. Oh my goodness. Someone I know. I know Sam does a bunch. I know Sam does truck unloadings, and he sees a bunch of stuff that comes through, stuff like that. But um, oh, you do it for part time? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Joe. I know there's another guy that hauls. Joe, is it a friend of yours that you brought into the asylum or the plastic? That does full time deliveries for Hobby Lobby. I know one of our members does. All right, so I got this one on. I got the other one ready to be put on. So let me go ahead and get this thing turned around. Now you guys are going to be able to see. Oh, let me get the ramps up. I'm also going to make a rack, just so you guys know. Before this is done, this will have a rack that will literally have these ramps, these extra ramps. I'm going to make a rack to either put them here or something like down here. I'm going to try to make them a rack, a little pin rack that I can stick a pin in and keep them to the sides, one on each side, of course. I think that what they want you to do with them is they want you to, I don't see any, I mean, any whatsoever places that you could slide them or hold them or have them. So I'm going to assume that they expected you just to stick them on top like that. So I don't like that. I am literally going to make a rack so that it sits something of this nature. I don't want to block the ladder, so I'm probably going to have to do it in the back end of it and have it just stick out a little bit on either side like that, as you see that. So I'm going to probably do that on both sides. That'll be the last thing I do, because even after I load it. Cars. Donald Parham sent me 2 cars, Joe. I don't know if you saw the last, and Domingo sent me 2, also donated 2 things for the channel. So I'm going to be building these 2, which I've never done a 172 scale in my life, and I haven't done a plane since I was like 16. So he sent me these 2. He sent me this one. This is for, shout out to Domingo. Thank you much for the donations, brother. This is the other one. I'm trying to keep out of the light, guys. Is that better? Yeah, you know what? I'll just do that there. Okay, so he sent me this one, and Donald Parham sent me 2 AMT kits. They are level 2, but that's okay because I will make them level 5 when I'm done. So this one is going to be, I think we're going to do it with a high gloss black, and I'm going to do the color change Galaxy Blue on it with a black interior like it is here. So that was sent to me. It's the AMT Chevy Camaro concept car from 2006. I'm off by 4 years to do Bumblebee. I really wanted to do Bumblebee with it, but it's like, so, and also the 2010 Corvette. It's also a convertible. I'm going to leave it graphite gray, and I'm going to do a red interior on this. I also have the Transit to build. Joe, you've seen all these. I've also got the Transit to build. So I'm going to be doing all these open boxes and builds. Okay, cool. I see you. You'll be back on Tuesday with reports, and you're talking about the other Freightliner, Joe. Is that what you're talking about? That's what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about doing an entirely long. Maybe I'll stretch the chassis. You're not talking about the Freightliner. Which one are you talking about, Rob? Which one are you talking about? All right, so let's get the last thing. I'm going to turn it around now, guys. You're going to be able to see where you guys knew where I was putting it anyways. But I think that's going to look a lot sharper with the eagle on it rather than the, I don't know, whatever they gave. They gave some trucking company logo with it. It's probably right on the side. So let me put this other one on, and then I'll start doing the little bit of glue, a little bit of water. Not a weight, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a morning show every morning. So if you guys are available to come chat and come hang for half an hour, that'd be great. If not, it's cool. It's cool. You guys can watch it later. I understand you guys are busy. You guys do stuff. It's all right. I hold no grudges for people that don't show. Yeah, when you can come and hang, you can come and hang, guys. If you don't want to, don't come and hang. It's no fun to hang with somebody that doesn't really want to be somewhere that you are. So, but I would like to thank you, Rob, very, very much, sir, for showing up on just about every one of my live feeds so far since I've started this. I do appreciate you very much. I do know a lot of people go to church, so I'm not really. On Sunday mornings, it's probably not going to be a lot of people. I might try to do it later on in the afternoon. My wife is supposed to be, I'm a stay-at-home dad, so my wife is supposed to be giving me a bit of a break by taking my child to, the park or playground, really give me a few hours, and maybe I'll jump in on that at that time. Okay, so now I got the other eagle on. I'm thinking, so it needs to go, I was thinking it needs to go a little bit further forward, and it does. All right, so that should do it right there. All right, so I got the eagles on. I have to make like a sign plate from some styrene for this. It just says caution wide turns. Expediting truck with the 122 sleeper, Rob? You mean you want me to use the Freightliner and put an entire sleeper on it? I'm debating if I should do that. I was actually thinking about making one in that one square box. I got everything I need. My wife bought me styrene, so I got everything I need. And yes, Joe, I'm still working on the humps. I'm just a little embarrassed so far. Let me work on one more set. I have one set that I let me work on one more set, and I'll show you what I got. Um, I don't cut too well due to the fact of my eyes. My hands shake a lot, so I don't really cut too well when it comes to cutting stuff straight. Um, I use these. I also use an Exacto. Um, I will be putting humps on my IH. I think the green one. You know the green IH that I did, Joe. So I think I'm going to put the humps on that. I'd like to put humps on my Coca-Cola tractor that I have the holiday trailer on. Those would be the best ones. Also, I have decided. You gave me the idea. I'm going to close in my Mac cab over that I have, the yellow one that I stretch. I'm going to close that all off, the chassis, and I'm going to put humps on it eventually too. So I'm going to be doing some rebuilders later on, sometime in the next month or so. So if you guys want to check them out, I'll be doing live videos then when I start doing stuff like that. And that'll be more of a build. Um, I think I'm going to do some tips and tricks videos, decal stuff, how to make excuse me, how to make wires for an engine. Maybe I can talk you, Joe, into coming in and chatting with everybody, and maybe you can shoot me some pictures and I can post them up in here, of how you do it and what you do, and maybe you can help us out do it live one day on a vid. That would be awesome. Us to be able to follow you. I think there's a way. I was told there's a way that I could get people in my live feed. I haven't figured it all out yet. I promise Rob by the end of next week I will have it done. I will figure it out if it's possible. We will be doing it to where you guys can come literally chime in and be on the channel with me. I'd love to have you both. I'd love to have Paul and Chris and everybody in here too. But I don't know if we ever will, or I'm sure we will eventually. They'll chime in. They'll get tired of me. They'll get tired of me tagging them, and they'll come in. So I'm just cutting little lengths of the things here now. As I said, I cut these all out. I'm just going to put them on just the. That's too far forward. Let's get a little bit back. I'm going to do it mostly on the main heavy rails where you're going to bump your head. I'm not going to do them on the top up here. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to do them basically on like stuff like this, all the way around it, all the way down and up it. I'm probably going to do the stripers here too. I also found a whole bunch of marker lights that are chrome that I found. I think I found like 10 or 15 of them. They're in my drawer over here. So let me put this camera back down, guys. Okay, here we go. Good morning, guys. So let me put this back down here so that you guys see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. All right. I don't know if we'll get anybody else, guys. Oh, I see. You paint it and then you take it out. That's a good idea. I know you've also done painting while you've been on the road. You told me that you use picnic tables sometimes when you do stops and stuff, rest areas, which is freaking cool, Joe. I'd really like you to shoot me a video of you doing that one day. I will be glad to post it all over our Facebook groups because that's freaking cool, Joe. That you build in your semi as you're traveling and delivering stuff to keep all of us in goods. That's amazing, brother. I'm really loving it. Oh, you use a Dremel? Oh, see, I'm using my scissors to cut all my stuff. I have a Dremel. I do. My wife bought me a nice new Dremel with a whole crap apart. So maybe I should do that. I just don't do it. Because like I said, I do building in my living room. I do all my painting outside, or I do the acrylics in the booth behind me. Yeah, you told me. You told me you shake. I feel bad for even trying to show you guys some of my stuff with, especially things that I have to, like Rob saw me the other day. I was pulling off one of the ramps, and I broke I broke one of the tips for the ramps. Boy, I went right to my super glue, and you can't tell. Look, it moves. You can't tell that I broke it. So that's just the nature of the beast, I guess you would say. Yeah, use a low speed. Okay, all right. Well, like I said, I cut. Here, I'll show you. You know what? I ain't scared. Here, I'll show you right here on the video. I'll show you right here. I got the two decals out of the water. Yep. Okay. This is what I've got so far, which you've already seen. Let me see if I can find it. It's got to be right here. Hello, my doggy. You can see a little bit of furry doggy down here. This is my doggy. His name is Zeus. He's an. Oh my goodness. Where did it go? All right, so this is what I'm using, Joe. You saw this already. Let me find the one I started. So this is the one I started. I have the square. I also have the square cut that I'm going to use on the next piece. But this is really all I've gotten so far, and I'm kind of embarrassed because it's not really even. I mean, upside down, it kind of looks like a pair of white boobies. Oh, excuse me, sorry guys. Um, Anyways, this is what I've got going. I've still got to cut the center out, and that's the center of my axle. I did what you said, Joe. I made sure to measure from outside to center of the axle and outside to center of the axle. So those are supposed to be the center of my tires. Literally, I noticed the other day when I was playing with this, I literally think that I know a lot of different kits have it, but I think all my Rebels are all going to have the same um, axle ratio or axle size. So they're not perfect, as you can see, but I did start out good. I started out good. So this is where you use the Dremel. Do you use the Dremel on the whole thing on the outside too, Joe? I know you. I get you now that you use a Dremel in here, in this part. So I'm gonna just take this styrene and I'm just gonna trace this one out now to here and cut the base out, and then I'll do my best to make sure that everything is even. I noticed that people sometimes when they do these, they literally close in the wheels. I mean, they close them in all the way down to the bottom almost. I mean, some of them, I love yours, Joe. You got that nice little teardrop shape going on yours. So that's how far I've gotten. And I've gotten a couple of brackets. Oh, and I found some killer brackets, some killer pieces of plastic. I don't know if you can see the shape of it or not. There you go. It's got a little bit of a rounded spot to it. I mean, this thing is cool, dude. I mean, you can put two of them together. You get another one. You get two of them together, and you get yourself a heck of a boom. I mean, literally, they are wire hiders from an old light that I had found that I dismantled and took the casings off. But they're all little pieces of straight and half curved. They're half moon curved. So, like I said, maybe one day, Joe, I'll yell at you and we'll set it all up one day when you're at home and you can come in and video chat with us and video with us and show us exactly how to do these humps. I would love that. All right, so let's go back to the decals. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing my red stripes on here. Like I said, I'm only going to be doing like on these. I'm only going to be doing like on these and the ones that I know for a fact are headaches that you're going to literally get a headache from. I also have some new car decals. I don't have any 2021 cars or 2019 cars, so I'm probably not going to use those. They'll just go back in the box. I'm just going to deck it out with a bunch of warning stripes and a bunch of red stripes. So that's all I'm going to do. And I got the Eagles on it now. So last but not least thing that I'm going to do, they recommend you do it all last, but they want you to flip it over. So next time I flip it over to put the little four-way on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and run all the tubing. All the hydraulic lines. I'm not going to flip it back over again. I'm going to have them all just laying out all over the place, and then I'll just connect them to the little valves. Once that's all done, I will hook it up to, and it's going to the IH. Okay, cool. I appreciate that, Joe. Please feel free to do so. I would love to. I want to get I want to get some humps on that GMC for sure. The one I stretched and the Mac that I stretched. I want to close it in too. Completely. I know I closed the top part of it off and the side part of it off, but I didn't close the whole thing of it. Just a piece of it. So if you would shoot me some pics, that would be great. And maybe we can video chat later on this week when you're home and you're not on the road, or on the weekend, next weekend when you're not on the road delivering for America. We can do a little video chat and I can follow along with you. I'll make sure to have my Dremel out and ready for you though, brother. I didn't even realize, you're right. I should have been using my Dremel the whole time and not trying to do this all this crap cutting by hand. I should just pull my Dremel out and use my Dremel. This thing the water got cold on me, so it's not slipping off like I want it to. So I'm just putting the slides on. This was just more of a morning chat. I'm not really doing any build. I'm just decaling today. I know you guys are building while you're talking to me, so that's awesome. All right, so now let's see how far I need to slide that over. So I'm going to get my trusty little pointy here. Just going to stretch it out. See how far I got to stretch it out. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Probably the one that belongs to the damn thing. All right. So I got this on there. I don't remember what the center measurement is. Here, you know what? I can find out though real quick. Hang tight. from the outside of the axle. Is that what you want? Or from the outside of the tire, Joe? Is that what you wanted? From the outside of the tire to the center axle? Or to the center of both tires? Which one did you want? You use the Dremel on the inside. Okay, you cut just like I'm going to do. Okay. All right, so let's see what we got here. From the, excuse my magnifying glass. I'm old and blind. Okay, so we start here. It says from the center, from the tire into the center is, looks like 7.144 centimeters. I think it is 7.144. I think is what it is, because the line is there. To the center would be, yeah, to the center of the tires would be 7.144. From the first tire to the center of the rod would be, looks to be 3175, and the back one center rod is going to be 11906. It looks like. Oh, the Freightliner? Which one? The cab over or the one here I'm working on? This cab over or the other one? This cab over. Where was I at? Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Get my light position. All right, so by measurement with this, if I do it right here, if I can get it right. I don't know if I'll be able to see it. Let me put this on the table here. The Freightliner that I'm doing soon. Oh no, you're talking about the Freightliner. No, this has got to be the one you're talking about. So here, let me give me a second here. Get my light over here. It is. Let's see. It says, get the light right. From the outside tire to the center. Outside of the tire to the center is, looks like 2.38. Yeah, it's 2.381. All right, hang tight, brother. I'll bring up the messenger. I don't know if I have that on yet. I do not. I will get the messenger on right now, though. Hang tight. All right. So yeah, it was 238 to the center is what it said to that. The other Freightliner I'm doing that I would like to box the whole thing in. I really would like to box the whole thing in and make it one big camper. That would be the strongest camper on the road. I guarantee it, bro. There ain't another one going to be like that out there either. All right, so that's the shorter one. So that's going to go on that side. And this is the longer one. So this is going to go on this rail. Right? Nope, still not long enough. All right, so is this one long enough? Look, what I'm trying to do is make sure I got long enough ones to do what I want to do. Okay, so that one should be long enough. So I'm going to cut one of these off and use one of these. Some of these are old decals. Also, I got a bunch of these decals from Samuel Stokes. He sent them gifted to me with the two Freightliner rebuilders and the trailer here. So again, if anybody wants to donate anything to be built on the channel here, please feel free to PM me. Let me know what's going on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for anybody who's not in the room right now and in our studios here, so to speak, right now. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow, or just like and follow if that's all you want to do. Don't share. Please subscribe at least. Don't like, don't share, don't follow. That's fine. Subscribe. Then follow if you'd like. If you subscribe, you might as well follow, because then you'll get all the videos of when I'm on live or when I do videos here at the house. And anybody else save all the information from the kit that they build? I save like the numbers from the kit and I throw them in over here in my little decal box over here. So I've probably got 6 or 8 of them over there, but it tells me what kit was with what and what number it was. All right, so now I got the longer ones. I got to cut it down. I'd also like to put some on the up rail where it comes up to the back of the truck to hook up where the 5th wheel pin is. All right, so let's see. I got to cut that off this one to make it work, and then I'll have a smaller one. So let's cut that off there. All right, so this should be perfect for this line now. Not this line, right? No, this line. This should be perfect for this line now. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to try, like I said, I'm going to try to do a video, early morning video for about an hour every morning. And I'll just call it, the morning show, PAA morning show. So you guys just look out for that notification because I'll be doing that. The Kenworth. What Kenworth, brother? Joe, you still among us? Rob, you still among us? Can't believe nobody else is showing. I'm gonna bitch them all out. Oop, I'm gonna give them all heck. Excuse me. Okay, another again. Shout out to all of our members at Plastic Addictions Anonymous. We have probably 1,900 members combined between Plastic Addictions Anonymous and the Model Asylum. If you're not on one of our groups and you just kind of searched by and found us and watched our videos, come hang with us. Come join Facebook, Plastic Addictions Anonymous on Facebook and the Model Asylum. Shout out to Joe Fritz, which is on here. Hey, brother. He's our roaming weather reporter on part of our staff. He's one of our moderators for both groups. Also, shout out to, excuse me, Chris Bryan, Samuel Stokes, Paul Lovelace. These guys are all admin and moderators to our group. Thank you very much for always taking care of stuff when I'm not looking and making sure things are going. Sam is our night watchman. He's usually on every night, sometime around 12:30. He pops on and keeps an eye on things for us. On Plastic Addictions Anonymous, we do model cars and trucks there in any scale. We changed that, I think, about 2 weeks ago. So now we do any scale. And at the Model Asylum, we do anything model related. We love everything model related there. Ask Joe. We do dioramas, however you guys want to say it. I'm a Floridian. I say diorama. We do sci-fi. We do cars, trucks, boats, planes, tanks. We do figures there. We do horror. They do horror there. The only thing I usually do is trucks and cars. Whoops, trucks and cars. So I don't have a whole lot to post in there except for trucks and cars. I do an occasional motorcycle, so I post those. Evidently, guys, these are individual stickers or decals, rather. They are not, by the way, one piece. So they will come off one at a time and be put on one at a time. So that means you can change your spacing, which means I like these because that means I can make as many of them as I want, put them all the way around if I want. I wish I was able to show you what I go through just to put decals on when it comes to trying to be nice and, how should I say, non-shaky. This is what I'm looking for, and make everything centered, especially little ones. All right. I see you, Rob. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure. You got quiet. I'm sure you were building. Again, I'm not ignoring you guys if I get quiet. I have my volume up so I know if you guys chime in and say something. Oh, awesome. I'm assuming you're doing diorama. You've done a diorama before, Rob? Have you? I know you do a lot of beautiful trucks and trailers. But do you do dioramas? I've never done one. I mean, when I was a kid, we did paper mache stuff in school, but geez, that's nowhere near what this stuff is. Oh man, I can't believe that decal just took a run on me. Do you guys see that? Decal just took off. Oh yeah, I can't get it out of my damn. Oh, there we go. Got it. All right. So, and this is just a red one, so I don't know where the white went for this one. Get out of there. There we go. Does it have the white on it? Nope. And this is just a red one, believe it or not. So I can't use that one because it don't have the white on it. So that's the last one. Oh, we got two more, so we're going to do it again. Oh, Joe, you're talking about my yellow KW that I just recently finished, the Revell one. That's the one that I used. That's the one that I was cutting the pumps out with already for. Well, I'm having problems today, guys. Shakes are bad today. Oh, come on. Get a little water on it. Slide it off a little bit more. All right, so my water has gotten cold. My decals aren't sliding. So I am. There we go. Got it fine. Gee whiz. Stop. Put your butt back up there. All right, we'll do it the hard way. We'll go right off to the end. All righty. I don't want to put too many decals on this thing because it didn't come with a lot, and I know it's a car trailer. It's not really a box trailer where you can advertise big signs and stuff on it. So I don't want to make it look all sloppy by putting a bunch of crappy decals on it. But I do want to mark off a couple of things that I know for sure. Whenever I'm around a truck like this, I make sure to watch my head on these things because I know getting your butt underneath something and then getting banged in the head and not being able to stand right up, that ain't good. So I'm just trying to. All right, so now I got a few on there. That looks a little better for the side. I'll flip it around in a minute. Let me get one more onto this side, I think is what I'm going to do. And then I'll be working on the front and back. I also have some decals that I want to put on a couple of my cars, just to kind of, before I put them on the rack here, just to kind of make them look a little different. I'm going to put all my 50s cars on there and all my 60s and 70s cars on there probably. Eventually, I'll be doing the Corvette and the Camaro, and I'll be putting those on here instead. That is not straight, Joe. All right. Oh, you know what it may be, Joe? It may be that it has to go through because I'm not getting it here. I'm getting it through my messenger that I have up. Well, I thought I had it up anyways. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. All right. It's not on for some reason. Let me get it on. All right. So I'm on now. Messenger. So let's try that. See if that's any better. Because it's, you know what it probably is, because I've got Facebook up, I've got YouTube up, live streaming, and I've got Messenger up on my phone and on the. So I'm not sure if it's because it's a lag from going through Facebook or going through YouTube first before it goes through Facebook and then comes to me, the Messenger. Um, I'm not sure if that's what the problem is. That's why I keep looking up every now and then just to see. I do hear you guys when you chime in though, so I hear a sound because I got my volume on my speakers turned up just a little. Um, but I'm going to be popping off here in a couple of minutes here. I got my wife up. She got up and she's out here hanging. I'm going to go have some coffee and talk to my wife and say good morning. And I'm going to try to be back later on in the live, like I said, see if I can do a little bit more live later on. All right, so I've got some decals where I want them on this side. I've got like two more rows that I want to do, two more braces, just to kind of put some decals on them. But here, I'll turn this around. You guys can see what my idea is. I'm going to do everything that you see, the whole entire top line that I have here. Spare tires I didn't glue either in case I use them later, so they'll pop off when I move it around. Here, let me go ahead and drop. I'll put it back on here in a minute. Whoops. And they told you not to glue these, and I should have glued them, but I didn't. See, because they snap right together. Revel kits, man, you gotta love them. They snap pretty close together. As you see, I'm just doing the. Let me get my pointer. I only did the couple down here. I did the eagle. I did this one here. I want to do this one. I want to do this one here, all the way over here at this one, and I want to do this back here, all the way down there on this one, all the way back down there on this one. I might even do one or two on here just to give it a, you know. I'm going to do a hang down decal square here so I can put on the wide loads. Excuse me, the wide loads decals. I don't know if there's going to be when I'm done, if there's going to be a place for me to put them, and I want to put them on. Excuse me if I seem to hesitate on my thoughts and thinking before I spit it out of my mouth. I try to make sure that I'm saying what I'm supposed to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close out my Facebook on my phone, so maybe that'll help us with the lag. Hold on, I got Billy yelling at me from Plastic Addictions. I'm going to tell him to come hang. He just woke up. He probably won't be able to right away. But I'm going to tell him to come hang. Maybe he'll come hang. There we go. Sent a direct link right to us. Shout out to Cesar Torres from the other day. Also, Caesar's camping. He can't come in today, Rob. He's camping today. He should have shot me pictures of his campsite. He's got a beautiful campsite at the moment. Really serene surroundings. Again, this guy works hard. So he's deserves to have a weekend break away from everything. I cut this, Joe, as a sign in case I didn't like the other one. I was going to put it here. as a bigger sign and put some decals on it or something, but I decided not to. So this is gonna be part of the Mac that I'm doing, that I stretched, that I want to put the humps on. It's gonna be part of what I'm closing the Mac in with. I am going to put a couple more decals on, and then I'm gonna sign out for a while, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging, you two. Be safe out there, Joseph, on Tuesday. I'll yell at you in the morning. Say, hey, as usual, my good morning. Same to you, Rob. I'll yell at you, my good morning, as always. Again, I want to ask you guys, please, anybody that's seen this video, like, subscribe, follow, especially if you want to come hang with us. You have to be signed in to come hang with us and talk with us. I appreciate you, Rob. I appreciate you, Joe. You guys coming in and hanging out with me. Shout out again to Paul Lovelace. Oh, a shout out to Chris Bryan and dangerclosedioramix.com. This guy does some amazing resin builds. You guys should go, anybody who sees this should go check him out. Again, that's Chris Bryan at dangerclosedioramix.com. Go yell at him. Tell him I sent you. Go check him out. He's got lots of stuff. He does everything. I will be back in a few hours, guys. Peace, love to all. Plastic Addictions Anonymous is a place that we don't hide our addiction. We take pictures and videos of it, and we post it for the world to see. Model Asylum. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. Guys, follow so that you guys get notification when I'm on. Rob, I know you are, because I didn't even message you. You jumped right in. So I'll see you guys hopefully either later on today or tomorrow morning for my morning show. So I figured I would yell at everybody. And again, love to all of our members. Appreciate every one of you guys. Keep posting up, keep building. As my buddy says, may the gods of plastic shine down on you today. I'm out of here, guys. Have a great day. Bye.